Hi, hello, how are you? And welcome back to another speed build, another room build, actually. This was actually going to be first a $10,000 build challenge because I was kind of feeling the build challenges, but this ends up being an almost, or not dollar simoleons, an almost 6,000 simoleon room. So I think that just tells you how my $10,000 build went. It turned into one room. I'll do it eventually. I'll get my $10,000 build in. I think my main problem with that, I'm just going to touch on this quickly because this video isn't that long since it's just a room, but I got into the mindset that I actually only had $10,000, like as if I was starting with just a sim that had no money. And so I just started putting cheap stuff in there, and so the house wasn't looking good. But anyway, this room, I wanted to go for another kind of more masculine feeling room. Like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like my rooms have too much pep in them. And so I wanted something a little darker, and then I wanted to play with some modern stuff, which is one of the main reasons why this video is a little shorter, is because this room couldn't really have clutter. It's a modern room, and those tend to be pretty minimal, and there's not a lot of clutter, and so I wanted this room to be like really clean and kind of hard cut and lots of edges, that kind of thing. And so it didn't take that long to make because I kind of had a clear picture of what I wanted. Although this was another one of those rooms where I had a picture of specifically the wall art, and then it just didn't exist in game, or I don't have it in game because, like I said, I don't have all the stuff packs, But I do like how this room came out, and I feel like this is a room that could fit in any house. Like, you could put any sim in this. Well, I guess if your sim's not feeling the modern vibe, then he/she/whoever wouldn't like this room. But you know what I mean? Like, this is a room that you could kind of put anywhere, and I like that. It's pretty cool. Another reason why I'm doing another room build, first of all, I'm just feeling the room builds. I love them. The little details of a small room. It's insane. But I also have some plans for some larger house builds. So I'm trying to give myself more time to work on those. So look forward to those. Also, there are only, after today, you'll be watching this, or this comes out anyways, on the 22nd. So there are only 9 days left of Simsmas. 9 days. Can you believe I've done 22 videos in a row? 22 days of Simsmas? I was going to say I haven't been late, but there were some uploading issues. So they've gone up late occasionally, but not more than like an hour. But there have been no missing videos. I haven't cut any corners. Everything has been here. It has been a very merry Simsmas indeed. I'm just going to pat myself on the back for that. I don't know if you're proud of me. I'm proud of me. One of the hardest parts of this room was not putting a bunch of clutter in it. Like, even the curtains, I was like, these curtains have too much going on, and I end up using those curtains that come with City Living, the white ones, because they seemed the most modern of them, which kind of makes sense because I feel like the vibe they were going for with City Living was a lot of modern and then also quite a bit of bohemian. But I digress. So I end up going with those curtains. And I really wanted to put a lot of plants in here because this is a kind of a gray space. And I thought it needed more color. But it needed to be a gray space. Which room was it? There was one of my rooms, and I imagined it being, the one that ended up being very bohemian. It was supposed to be very modern and very, not dark, but neutral tones, so grays and whites, and then it ended up being very bright because I wanted a wall tapestry, and that just kind of turned everything around. But this is what that room, I guess, was supposed to be, and I had to really resist. I also had to resist using a lot of texture, and so the only texture really in this room is the rug, but I do end up changing the bed because even though I like that bed, and I really was feeling the white sheets and comforter and stuff, I wasn't feeling that light wood headboard with the dark colors throughout the rest of the room, with the black picture frames and the black accent table for a nightstand, the dark light, all that stuff. And so I changed it later for a darker bed. And I think the main thing that pushed it over is because, no, I'll deal with the light wood because, that modern, unfinished plywood look is really in. And that wasn't so much what bothered me as when I put an art piece. It's one of the kind of abstract paintings from the Cats and Dogs expansion, and I sized it up, and then I added it over the bed because I thought that back wall was too white, and it was just, there wasn't enough space between the painting and the headboard. And that was kind of the last straw. I was like, this bed has to go. And so I picked a bed with a shorter headboard, and the headboard is also a dark gray color, just so it fit a little more, and I like it a lot. It doesn't have a white bedspread, though, which I liked. I liked having, because I wanted it to be a very bright and airy space, but also modern. And so I have the one dark wall, and then I wanted kind of dark accents, and then that comforting space in the room, which is the bed, because it's a bedroom, would be that white bed, just clean and cozy. And I couldn't do it. I had to go for the gray bed, which I still like it. I could picture so many different Sims in this room. You could have any sort of spectrum, from the very businessy Sim that has no time to decorate to the Sim that is very, very keen on decorating and they want everything perfect. And so modern decor is their perfect decor niche or whatever, because they just want everything clean cut and they're like, yes. And then this also works for a minimalist. There's so much you could do, and you could even alter the color so it's still this modern, but you can make it brighter. You could go, instead of grays, you could go a soft blue, a periwinkle. I don't know. It depends on the expansions you have and the color palettes you have available. But I think this is a snazzy room. One day I'm going to have to do some, not challenges, not proper challenges, but kind of challenge myself to build a house, a full build around some of these rooms I've done, which would be pretty hard, I think. And I'm gonna try to do it, because could you imagine a whole house that has to match this room, or even a whole house that has to match any of the rooms, really? The Traveler's, oh my gosh, the Traveler's bedroom, the first room build I did. Could you imagine an entire house built around that? That would be a cool house. It'd be very eclectic and cluttered, but there'd be a lot of personality in it. I still think there's also a lot of personality in this room. It's just a different kind of personality. But anyway, the screenshots are about to roll through, so I'm going to let you go. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to know what you think. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.